Hey, what's going on there, everybody? cloudedtruth here, and welcome back to some more Battlefield 4. And today, gonna be taking a look at the MTAR-21 Carbine. Now, this is not gonna be a weapon review, statistical type of thing. I'm just gonna kind of try to talk about this gun in terms of its playing in Battlefield 4. It's playing? Oh my goodness, how it plays out in Battlefield 4, and just kind of talk about my overall thoughts and why I really enjoy this weapon and discuss the gameplay that you're gonna be seeing. Now, it's all going to be some rush footage, and that kind of has to lead me into the topic, and that's that the MTAR is a fantastic weapon for the rush game mode. And oh man, cheddar and ham. Sir, I need you to get a better tasting sandwich. I was out there looking for some turkey and Swiss, but no one's running turkey and Swiss. They're all running something like, you know, that peanut butter, or they're running that ham and cheese, and I'm not. Give me some turkey and Swiss, please. That's just what I want. But the MTAR-21 is a fantastic weapon for the rush game mode in Battlefield 4, even though rush is not one of my favorite modes in this game in particular. Now, in past Battlefield games, even Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2 especially, rush was a great game mode. The back-to-Karkin maps from Battlefield 3, almost a lot of rush maps in Battlefield Bad Company 2, and a few of the base maps and in BF3, as well as a couple from the different expansions besides Karkin, were pretty good. But in Battlefield 4, it seems to be a little bit lacking. The China Rising are slightly better, not much, but just a little bit better. There are a few maps in the base game mode, or base maps in Battlefield 4 that are pretty good, but I don't really find rush enjoyable. It feels too one-sided oftentimes, too much of a bottleneck, just overall not as enjoyable as a game mode like Conquest, Domination, or even some Deathmatch sometimes. And this guy, M320 and defibs. Son, where's your med pack? Insert Patrick Stewart facepalm from Star Trek right there, because that's just what I was feeling at the moment. I need some health, and he doesn't have it, and he's playing the medic class, or assault, I guess, if you want to be technical, but still, especially how buggy defibs are in Battlefield 4, that's one of my recommendations. If you're looking to run a setup for an assault class, I would scratch the defibs. I know that sounds like I'm, you know, an anti-team player, but the defibs are so buggy. It's just, I've stood over guys trying to revive them. I've watched in kill cams, friendlies, standing there, you know, defib, get turned on, my friend, defib, and it's not working. So the defibs are very buggy still. I'd recommend not using them just to avoid any kind of problem, because let's be real, you don't want to have a useless gadget that doesn't work. Because the defibs are supposed to revive your teammates, and if they don't do it, oh, then they're not functioning for their purpose. Certainly you can try to shock people and kill them that way. It's a lot of fun, but not very realistic in the game in terms of helping your team, I should say. Realistic? Oh, let's not even get on that topic. Getting back to the MTAR though, I picked up this one off the Recon's dead body, which was kind of, I don't know, lucky right here. But unfortunately, I do run out of ammo and have to switch over to, I think it was his P226. And right here, I'm going, oh crap, I am out of ammo. Now, his setup that he was running was similar to what I've got. The reflex red dot sight, the laser sight, he had the ergo grip rather than the stubby, and this was kind of a, oh, I thought I was going to have a really cool moment. Bang, oh, I got killed. That's one of those moments where just like the hype builds and then it falls. Kind of what happened to Battlefield 4 a little bit. Actually, well, that's the different story. Obviously, the whole lawsuits with EA is a big reason for that. But hey, that's a different topic. Again, man, I'm going on random tangents here. Let's get back and finish talking about the MTAR. The reflex red dot, laser sight, stubby grip, muzzle breaker compensator. That's the setup I like to run on the MTAR. Now, of course, the coyote sight is what I'd like to run, but I haven't unlocked it yet due to those just lovely battle packs. They're so great when you open them up and you get a 4x scope, another suppressor, something else that's completely useless, and a 25% XP boost. I just sit there and it's just like, wonderful. Thank you so much. Leave a comment down below letting me know how long it took you to get an attachment for a gun that you wanted. Just whether it be the scope, for instance, like a laser light combo, something that's, you know, pretty good attachment or anything. It's just, it gets to the point where it gets really irritating and just really frustrating, and it's just annoying. It really, really is. I kind of like to implement some kind of trade feature with attachments or any kind of camos or XP or anything like that in Battlefield 4. I think that'd be pretty cool to, in order to be able to kind of, I don't know, compensate for the fact that it takes forever to unlock some of these attachments, being able to trade for them. Finally, moving back to the MTAR, I know I'm going off on random tangents here tons this video, but bear with me. So when using the MTAR-21, obviously this weapon, since it is a bullpup design, is going to be a hip-fire beast. With 900 rounds a minute, the MTAR is really just a flat-out monster in situations like this, but you do have to aim. And of course, the MTAR does have, feels like I should say, has very heavy side-to-side recoil, and so when just kind of full autoing hip fire, it doesn't really work too well. But it can do pretty well at range. You see that shot right there? That's probably medium range. Even here in Operation Locker, which is kind of hard to say having medium range engagements on Locker is even possible, but in that particular situation, I feel like it was. And the MTAR definitely does good, and of course, close quarters. 900 RPM will shred through a lot of enemies because they're not going to be using a weapon that shoots quite as fast. You're seeing a lot of 416s, Ace 23. On occasion, you'll find an AEK, which of course will definitely drop you in close quarters. Maybe faster, it depends on if he ADSs, because the MTAR doesn't have the best hipfire like PDWs, but it certainly doesn't lack better than most assault rifles and other carbines. Now, in terms of using the MTAR-21, it's kind of simple. You want to try to get your engagements as close as possible. Not as close as like a CZ3A1 or a FAMAS, because with those weapons you have 1,000 rounds per minute, and so it's really important to get as close, really as close as you, I mean, you almost want to be shotgun range with those weapons, just because it really plays into their strengths. The MTAR is kind of like you want to get it close, but have an engagement. You don't want to necessarily be hip firing, even though this weapon has great hip fire. You want to kind of get it close, but be behind cover. Run around the map smart, duck in and out of doorways, weave through objects. Wow, we can do pass right through them like a ghost. Weave in and out of objects in terms of going around them, things like that, just to be able to get the engagement as close as possible. Operation Locker, while the rush is not exactly great on this map, it works very well for the MTAR because it kind of has these range engagements that the MTAR does well at in terms of being close quarters, medium range, semi-long range in terms of how far you're going to engage guys, but nothing too far out of the MTAR's range of where it's going to be most effective. You're not going to find these real long range engagements perhaps somewhere like Goldman Railway, Road Transmission, something like that, where you're going to find some real far, long range engagements where you're going to feel like you are definitely shorthanded in a sense of where you're going to be able to be effective with your particular weapon. The MTAR-21, a really good gun here in Battlefield 4, very good aggressive gun, especially if you're rushing, attacking on rush, does work very well because a lot of times your engagements will be near the MCOM station and therefore more likely going to be close quarters, as opposed to if you are playing something like Conquest, sometimes Domination Deathmatch depending on the players you're going up against. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave your thoughts about it below. I know this video was kind of going off on random tangents sometimes, but hopefully you all stuck around. Appreciate it. Take care. See you all next time.